Are we up?
Yes, get a little closer.
How's it going, Mr. Sticker Mania from Louisville, Kentucky? Are you from Louisville, Kentucky, Sticker Kid?
I think.
You think? I think Sticker Granddaughter is too.
From Ohio.
Yeah, but now you're Louisville, Kentucky. How's it going out there? Rachel's Ghost channel this morning gave me a big shout out. Thanks, Frank, Mr. Sticker Mania, for that one hand clapping I sent Rachel that had the bonus EP. I sold all the 3 that I had, so I never even opened one up, but I played the streams that were on YouTube. Sounded pretty good. Hot day today. About 90 some degrees, but it felt hotter than that. Perry Cox has got a listing of my Paul McCartney signature from 1964, February 15th, the day before the second appearance on Ed Sullivan. He put it on a 7-day auction. It's up to about $1,000 with 5 days to go, but most of the bidding will be in the last 5 minutes. 200 people brought it up in the last 24 hours of the listing, so that's out of all his listings he has up, I think that's got the most attention. The rumor is that Paul McCartney and Taylor Swift are going to do a duet. What do you guys think about that? She's 34 and he's 80. He'll be 82 this month. That's, I don't know. I just, no comment from me.
Trash.
You do a bubble. That's fine.
No.
Do one.
No.
Kevin from Kevin Records, me and my son went to his little thing the other day. We thought we were going to be the vintage vinyl detectives, but it didn't work out. We picked the wrong day, the day of the great debate. Everybody at the bar was just getting drunk, waiting for the debate. Appreciate on our subscribers now. We're up to 46.5% out of 100 now are subscribed to my channel that are watching my videos. So that's a lot higher than what it used to be.
Hold on, do this.
So appreciate it.
KRWD said hi, Frank, Sticker Teenager, and Granddaughter. I can see the headlines now. Paul McCartney opens for Taylor Swift. LOL.
Huh. Well, I don't know about Rich. I don't know if he'd be opening for her, but maybe they would switch. They would perform some songs together. I know that they would do "Shake It Up" together, and I saw her standing there together.
He would open.
Wings of Pegasus just put out a video about the Hey Jude being auto-tuned for the ad for soccer over in Europe. He was pretty upset about it because he says that computers just can't generate human emotion and feeling. It takes it all out of Paul McCartney's voice when you start auto-tuning it. The same thing as the Billy Joel's new song, Turn On the Lights, that I thought it was a lot better at the Grammys performance than it was from the finished single they put out where they auto-tuned it. Mickey Arugula and Barbara on the Beatles collecting #1 video this morning on Mean Mr. Mayo. That was quite a show. Way to go, Mikey. Did I say Mickey? Mikey Arugula. But she had the most amazing collection of Beatle dresses I ever seen in my life. She had 11 of them from all over Europe and the United States, and they were all on mannequins. She had a heck of a collection.
Mikey?
Mikey Arugula.
Did you say that?
You say it 3 times real quick. Mikey Arugula, Mikey Arugula.
It goes Mikey Arugula.
All right, couple other things. Then I'll start showing some stuff. AI and stock photos. Somebody put out a video on YouTube today saying selling records online is dead. He had 5 reasons. Well, that'd be two of them, where you press the AI on eBay and it automatically fills in the listing and use the stock photo, which Discogs does a lot. I take a lot of pride. I spent an hour on professional pictures, and I spent about an hour and a half in listing items every other day. And I know there's shortcuts to it, but I think if you really want to show the buyer what it is, that's what you got to do.
KRWD said exactly because young people think Swift is bigger than she will never be bigger.
She's never going to be in the legend of the Beatles is, but that's my opinion.
Another one.
And KRD said, I saw his video. I totally disagree with him, Mikey.
Talking about your thing right now.
Mikey Arugula or
yeah.
Wings of Pegasus or
Yeah.
the video about online record selling is dead.
Oh, the selling,
Yeah, he had 5 reasons for it, and I watched it about an hour ago, and it doesn't jive with me. I had the best month in 17 years on eBay I've ever had last month. So if you put in the work, you're going to sell online. But you can't take shortcuts and do it. A couple other notes. There's a rumor that Paul McCartney Rock Show from 1976 is going to come out on Blu-ray. That would be amazing to see Rock Show in Blu-ray. Let's hope that happens. Finished my notes. A lady came in at the toy mall and she said her mother had some Beatle autographs, and she sent me pictures of it today. Her name was Suzanne. And they only had the first name on this fan club. These are secretary fan club signatures, but hers only had the first name, and she asked me, do you think these are real? I said, no, I think those were done by Neil Aspinall. And she asked her mother who the road manager was she was talking to when she got the autographs, and it was Neil Aspinall. I told her that Neil used to have whole stacks of these cards that he signed, learn how to sign their names. Most times it was just their first name, and he would hand them out because the demand for autographs in 64, 65 was off the hook. There's no way the Beatles could have ever autographed all the signatures, all the requests they had for signatures. That's most of my notes. I did hear on the Beatles channel the other day the demo of I Am the Greatest with John Lennon singing it. No way was that demo ever near as good as when Ringo was singing I Am the Greatest from the Ringo album. I didn't bring the Ringo album today. Same thing with It Don't Come Easy that George Harrison wrote for him. There's a demo of George singing It Don't Come Easy, and there's a demo of George singing Photograph. They're not near as good as when Ringo's singing it. So Ringo Starr did add his magic to those 3 #1 songs. And John Lennon, when he was hanging out with Elton John in the mid-70s, and they did Philadelphia Freedom, and they did Whatever Gets You Through the Night, and then John and David Bowie did Fame. Those were, John Lennon was at his peak. I mean, his background vocals are amazing on all 3 of those songs. All right, that was most of my notes. I talked about the online buying records is dead. And let's get into showing some things. You got any questions? Got this real nice collection from Mike Slayton out of Texas this week. All these picture sleeves from the 60s of the Beatles, all in pretty much excellent condition. You got the I Wanna Hold Your Hand, which is a West Coast thumb tab there on the top at West Coast, and you can also see George's head is cropped off. That's only happening on the West Coast. I don't think I have an East Coast to compare it to right now. Let's see if I got one. No, not today. We got the Love Me Do About February 1964, this was #1 in the United States. It even has a store price tag of 79 cents on it, on Tally Records. You got the 2 sleeves from Hard Day's Night that didn't sell much in summer of 1964 for And I Love Her and I'll Cry Instead. If I Fail, I think the A side was And I Love Her and I'll Cry Instead. Alright, let's clear some of these off. They go in that box right over there, Sticker Kid. That cardboard box on the bottom. Thanks. We got I Feel Fine from late 1964. I Feel Fine and She's a Woman. This is a way to hear those songs with the reverb added. Once you get used to that, when you hear it without that reverb, it sounds strange. You got Ticket, Hard Day's Night, 1964. You got She Loves You on Swan Records. Also has a price tag, 98 cents. Help movie, you got the Ticket to Ride. What a great song that is. Help and I'm Down. These even have the original in-store tag of 98 cents that's stapled onto the sleeve. And this is amazing, I got from them. These are both sealed in their original store discount baggie. This was discounted at 34 cents. We Can Work It Out and Day Tripper. They must have had an abundance of them and they sold them at a reduced price. That's factory sealed. And this has got the header card on it for Baby You're a Rich Man. And I know the other side is All You Need Is Love. Can you put those down there for me, please?
Where?
In that box. Just be careful. Handle them with care. They're up for sale on my eBay store. 1964, you got 8 days a week. You got Slow Down. 1960 or 65, you got another, this is a picture sleeve for We Can Work It Out and Day Tripper. Get into 66, you got Nowhere Man and What Goes On. Can you show them the flip side of this where it's got Starkey on the label? That's a rare label that's on What Goes On has Lennon, McCartney, and Starkey on it. That's hard to find that pressing. You got Yellow Submarine, Paperback Writer, All You Need Is Love, Hello Goodbye, the song that Bill Maher thinks is a goofy lyric song. He just doesn't understand what that song's all about. Lady Madonna from 1968. Then you got Strawberry Fields from 67 and Penny Lane. That's a tough picture sleeve to get. And the last 3 were the Ballad of John and Yoko. This has got 2 different labels. You can see the line Ballad of John and Yoko's on underneath the label, and on this one it's on the side. And you got Long and Winding Road and Let It Be. Also were some, like the Help with the subsidiary on the print on the bottom of the label. See if you can show them the bottom of the label where it's got subsidiary. That's a hard one to get from 1968. And he had a bunch of BJ 45s in the original sleeves. Company sleeves of BJ Records. So thanks a lot, Mike Slayton. That's a pretty nice collection. I'll get them, all of them up here in the next few days on eBay.
KRWD said, when will you list those, Frank?
I got half of them listed.
Jack Ryan asked if this was a Fortnite channel.
Fortnite channel.
Yes,
Because of him?
I don't know.
Alright, got any questions, bring them up. I'm just gonna keep showing things.
Everyone like, comment, and subscribe.
Remember last time how I said condition, condition, condition. Condition, condition, condition. That's how you sell online. Here's two of my prize things in top condition. We'll throw in the Led Zeppelin 2, that'll be 4. One of the nicest Beatle phones made by Koss that exist in the world. I'm not going to open it again, but you've seen it on my earlier videos. Put that over in the corner.
Jack Ryan said you came up and they're recommending.
In the Fortnite, I guess.
In the Fortnite.
That's weird.
I guess.
And then my lunchbox, it's one of the top 10 conditions in the world. 65 Aladdin lunchbox with no flaws. Looks like it was never taken to school. White inside with the thermos clip. That is what condition's all about. That is up for on my eBay store at $3,900. Be careful with that. And one other top condition item. Kevin from Kevin Records saw this the other day and examined it and said it's the best Led Zeppelin 2 condition he's ever seen in his lifetime. And he's the same age I am, 70 years old. Got a whole lot of love in the shrink, whole lot of love happy sticker on the front, the titles on the back, and it's got looks like it hasn't been played more than 3 times, a Monarch pressing from the West Coast. I'm afraid to even play this. Magnetic Tape's gonna have a listening party with a $200,000 stereo system. I might take it there and play a couple tracks, blow people's mind. Most powerful rock album there ever was. That's what condition is.
Get them wet.
All right, we got some new arrivals. I sold one of these yesterday to Arthur. I got another one. Looks new old stock condition, 1971 Ram by Paul McCartney. Looks like it was bought last week in the record store, and this is 53 years old. Best way to hear Ram, 7.5 inches per second. Factory reel-to-reel on Ampax stereo tapes. Shout out to Uncle Paul. I have a Ram sealed mono coming from 2012, the repressing. And I have a sealed Flaming Pie coming from Uncle Paul, so thanks a lot.
Who's your Uncle Paul?
He calls me all the time, calls me once a week. Jukebox Records, sold a jukebox record of Led Zeppelin, House of the Holy today. Finally had this a while, sold for $350. Jukebox of House of the Holy, real thin sleeve. It's got the jukebox strips, all unused there. The songs on this one is Dancing Days, Gyre Maker, The Song Remains the Same, and The Crunch. Couple other jukeboxes that I have in inventory. Goat Head Soup, still on the original. Perfect shape. See how they have a blank white back on the jukeboxes. It's got all the strips. An unplayed record for Goat Head Soup. And the most expensive one, hardest to find, Exile on Main Street. Rolling Stones. Surprised I haven't sold that. So I sent an offer out at $499 on that today. And then don't forget I got the flexi disc of Exile on Main Street that was in the the magazine. Not coming up with it right now. That was a New Musical Express. Great way to hear Mick Jagger on the piano improvising the tracks from Exile on Main Street. much different than the actual record.
Your Japanese friend said, "Dear Frank, hello to your daughter and cool country and handsome son. Osaka is rainy day since morning. It's very hot. The Beatles IP record is New Zealand Hard Day's Night. New Zealand's Sergeant Lonely Hearts Club Band. It doesn't say Sergeant Pepper, it says Sergeant.
There's my Sgt. Pepper
Lonely Heart.
Germany 1977 pressing on Apple Records. They had a little bass, the Germans did. They had the best mastering equipment, a Neumann lathe, all tube equipment. Great way to hear Sgt. Pepper. Not quite as good as the Nimbus Supercut, but it's still a heck of a pressing.
This dude, Jack's Safe and Sound Executions. Wait. Excursions. Wait.
My God. That's
Yeah,
good.
what's his question?
Just wait.
Oh.
No question.
How's it going? In that Mike Slayton collection, I also got this in. This is a early 1964 pressing of Love Me Do from Capitol Records. Canada believed in the Beatles way before the United States did. Look at that label there. If you can show a close-up of that. It's got not for sale, promo copy.
Jack said, "How are you?"
Pretty good.
I said, "How are you back?"
Love Me Do on Capitol Records with the original sleeve. Abbey Road. And we're just going to show Butcher what I did last night. What did I do? What's the title of the song? What did I do last summer? There's a horror movie or something. What did I do last summer? What did I do last night? I peeled a butcher card.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's it. Something about last summer.
I know what you did last summer.
I know what you did last summer.
It's a movie, not a song.
So Sticker Kid was in the other room and he kind of peeked out for about 5 minutes to see what I was doing. But he didn't last long and watched me peel this butcher cover. Took me about 2 hours and a half. That's the trunk slick that came off. There's a little hole right up there. It had a name written on it, but that butcher cover turned out real nice. Excellent condition. You got nice spine, no seam splits at all. Tough to get a butcher cover like that.
Jack said, "Nice records there, my friend." And then he said, "Any butcher covers for sale?" And nice one.
This one is going up for sale at $1,700 tomorrow evening. It's a number 3 Scratton mono. It only has a few touch-ups on the edges, and there was one tear on John Lennon's bottom right there by his hand. You want to show a close-up of that? Kind of show a close-up of that.
Jack said, "Scary movie?" ?
Scary movie?
That's
Talking
what
about
it
the
is.
note last summer.
Yeah.
And,
That was the horror movie.
yeah.
Scary movie.
Danny Goldstein said, "Nice peel."
Pretty nice.
Jack said, "Pricey, nice though."
Huh.
It's the right price, maybe.
I'm a 70 and a half, and I can still peel a butcher cover. Before long, I'll have 200 of these peeled. I try to peel one every 2 to 3 weeks so I don't lose the touch. And we're at about, I think we're 1688 last time I looked. We got to get to 2,000 subscribers for me to give this stereo one I practiced on away with 3 hard trivia questions. If you get all 3 of them right, involving the butcher cover.
1688.
All right.
Do the Jake Silent safe and sound.
He said, "How do you find them?"
I searched the internet and looked through 100 listings of butcher covers and tried to find the East Coast that are worth peeling, and there's only usually one or two a week. They're real tough to find now. The East Coast, most of them have been peeled. The West Coast is a week job. It takes a week, and most times it's real tough to peel a West Coast with a strong glue. All right, you got the Meet the Beatles. This is the first pressing with the no copyright on the labels. This sold today for $188. If you notice, after I Want to Hold Your Hand, it only has a time, and it says John Lennon, Paul McCartney. There's no BMI or ASCAP. Only the first 200,000 records pressed in late 1963 were pressed like this before they realized they had to have copyright, BMI, or ASCAP after the songs.
Jake Safe and Sound said cool. And Jack Ryan said, is Yellow Submarine the best song the Beatles made? Not really a fan, but that's what I hear.
Huh, Yellow Submarine? I don't think so. You need to listen to I Am the Walrus or something for 24 hours in a row.
He's just being entertainment.
There was a radio station here in Louisville, 107.7, and when they started about 10 years ago, they played I Am the Walrus straight for 24 hours in a row, if you can imagine that. The same song over and over.
I guarantee you gotta say something related to people.
I'm all about... What am I all about?
Money.
No,
Oh, the Beatles.
he says all about the Beatles. This is my Abbey Road. I don't think I've shown the new one I've got in. 1969, first pressing with a laminated cover in the Misline Apple. It's got a few clicks on the first two tracks come together, and Here Comes the Sun, but after that, the album plays all the way through in that true magic. Cut from the freshly made master tapes in September of 1969. What a way to hear this Beatles Abbey Road album. Got my shirt on. Rachel Ghost, I messaged him today, or her today. I'll say it right. She used to be a he, now she's a she.
Say they.
She won't get upset about that, I don't think. That I didn't listen to the one hand clapping, only the streams, because all my listening time is going to find the best audiophile pressings of the Beatles, Led Zeppelin, and Rolling Stones. That's where all my listening time goes to. Show them that price tag from England.
Someone said this is a very beautiful butcher cover. Is it third?
So that's the way that England sold them in 1969. They weren't factory shrink. You could test play them in the store. They had a little price tag. I don't know what that means. Somebody answer that. $2.50. Is that 2 pounds, 50 pence, or what does that mean?
Did you hear?
What was the question on the butcher?
They said this is a very beautiful butcher cover. Is it third?
It's a third steak.
Okay, that's what they were asking.
Alright, go on to
It's not a first steak. My first steak sold for $17,000. To my...
it don't way bang the others.
Jack Ryan said, nah, not old, experienced.
Oh, that I'm experienced?
Yeah.
I'm old too.
Oh, shit. Danny Goldstone said, was in the upper right on that Abbey Road a price sticker?
Yeah, that's what
Yeah. Yes, it was it says $2.50 in England money.
he asked before we showed it. So
Yeah.
you
Yeah. All right, what else we got to show? The White Album. People were asking me if I got any nice White Albums. There's the audiophile pressing of the White Album from England, 1978, factory sealed out of a BC 13 box that was imported by Capitol Records. They took pressings from England. They factory shrinked them and put this little imported in England hype sticker on them. This one's got a recut by Harry T. Moss, and is a great way to hear. Tom Port from Better Records thinks this is the best pressing of the White Album that exists.
Answer that question, or read Beatle hair, because that might go to Abbey Road.
And Beetle Hair said military PX tag.
Military what?
PX tag.
Oh, that's an import to the military bases? Yeah.
Did
All right, well, thanks, because I got a Hey Jude that has that on it, too.
Danny Ghosthouse, I suspect that the sticker was from a used record store. It's clearly a USD 250.
No, it's a 250. You're right, it's a U.S., but like he said, it was imported to a military base abroad, and they put the United States price on it, but it wasn't sold in the United States.
Yes.
All right, talked about Sergeant Pepper Abbey Road.
They said, makes sense.
And I got this. This is the first picture sleeve ever released by the Rolling Stones in North America. Not Fade Away. Look how young Brian Jones, Mick, and look at Keith, how young he looks there, and Charlie Watts. Charlie Watts was probably the oldest. Trivia question for you. What's the flip side of Not Fade Away? It's Beatles related. A little hint for you. Sold this Led Zeppelin white label promo today for $150 from 1971. Got a stereo mix on one side and a mono mix on the other side. They're both 7 minutes and 55 seconds on a 45 record. So pretty full of grooves. There's hardly any dead wax on that one.
What do you need?
Bathroom.
No. Come up with some jokes.
No.
Go to the bathroom if you got to. Come on.
Like, that's just
Go.
fucking dumb.
Shh.
Go.
No cussing.
You gonna go?
No, I don't have to go.
Exactly.
I
It's
just
all a
want,
show.
I want to leave.
Well, you done put up on a show. Come on. Get some entertainment.
Only 1 minute left.
Danny Ghosthouse said, I want to be your man.
That is the correct answer. I want to be your man.
Oh, I thought
Got
you-
another Beach Boys, Carl and the Passions, that has the mono mix from Carl Wilson in 1972 of Pet Sounds. This is the third one that I've had. Beautiful condition.
Happened to his boyfriend.
Pet Sounds. What I think is the best way to hear Pet Sounds, that 1972 pressing that Carl Wilson mixed from the master tapes. Speaking of the Beach Boys, I got to these are my notes. I need to have these. Thank you. I got all 6 signatures of the original Beach Boys coming in. 5 of them are on one song tour program with James Spence, JSA, and I bought a separate Brian Wilson autograph so I can put them all in a frame that has a Beckett COA. So that'd be pretty amazing to have all 6 members of the Beach Boys on an autograph on a frame that I'm gonna put together here in the next week.
Your Japanese friend said, Abbey Road jacket is left Apple first. It's the season export record is also the earliest. Oh, well,
That Misaligned Apple is the very first cover ever made of Abbey Road anywhere in the world.
Jack
Show them
Ryan.
this Misaligned Apple.
Do this in the
Jack Ryan said, can you tell the difference between AI generated voices of your favorite band music?
Yes. That Misaligned Apple, that's the very first issue of Abbey Road that exists in the world. That was a mistake. It only lasted a couple days. I want to talk about purchase history and sold history here in a second. So that naysayer on YouTube today that says we can't sell online anymore, he's not talking about me. Got this great, I think the best audiophile pressing ever of Beatles for Sale from Australia, 1978, on the orange label. What a way to hear the Beatles when they were at their peak and they were just they had the muscle memory to do anything and sound great. Covers, they had it all at that time. Sure, they toured the world several times, but they just were so, like I said, that 10,000 hours of practice, they had it down packed on this Beatles for Sale. No Reply, I'm a Loser, Babies in Black, Rock and Roll Music, I'll Follow the Sun, Mr. Moonlight, Kansas City, 8 Days a Week, Worlds of Love, Honey Don't, Every Little Thing, I Don't Want to Spoil the Party, What You're Doing. And George finishes it off with Everybody's Trying to Be My Baby.
What's the worst thing that's ever happened to the Beatles?
Worst thing, probably when they had to go to the airport there in Manila and feared for their lives. They had no protection at all.
Oh crap. That's scary.
That was probably the scariest hour they ever lived in their whole career.
Oh, they have security?
Yeah, they took all the police, they took everybody away from them. All they had were their road managers. The road managers were getting beat up.
Oh shit.
Stop saying bad words.
John Lennon was hiding behind one of them because he would have got hit too.
Dang it.
Very scary time for the Beatles. They never went back to Manila again. Just like they never went back to Minneapolis again.
About to make him sing Here Comes the Sun if you don't start cheering up.
Yeah, sing.
I show most of my new things. Revolver. Can't not talk about Revolver. We got a mono, second pressing from England. It's got the flip backs on the back. And it's got the mistake where it's got Dr. Robert all spelled out on the label. Show them the second side of the label. Maybe I can come around there. Can I get around there, sticker kid? Thank you. On side 2, can you see that? Dr. Robert is all spelled out. D-O-C-T-O-R.
Not really. It's kind of hard to see. Go your way a little, up a little. Right there.
Dr. Robert. Yeah, I'm learning, Mazzy. I'm holding it for a few more seconds.
Hey, read KRW.
KRWD said it's still not safe to go to Minneapolis or Mandalay.
It's what?
It's still not safe to go to Minneapolis.
Or
Mandalay.
how do you say it? I said I was saying it right.
Mandalay.
Mandalay, I think so. You say it right.
Manila.
Oh no, Manila.
Manila.
That's what it is.
LOL.
Yeah.
LOL, laugh out loud. That's what it means.
When I was younger, I went on some trips to working in the grocery store. We went to Jamaica and Cancun and Australia and Turkey. A lot of places I don't think a U.S. citizen could go anymore.
Didn't you go to Germany or something?
Germany? No.
No. Okay. Maybe mom went somewhere.
Yeah, but the
You can't go to Jimmy.
the trip when we went to Greece and we went to Turkey and stuff like that, I don't think you could ever do that again. All right, here's what did I sell this week? I sold the Meet the Beatles I showed you for $188. I sold the Beatles MGM sold today in the shrink for $200. The mono pressing from 1964. The Beatles with Tony Sheridan still in the factory shrink. Fab 4 Collectibles bought my Beatlemania today. The first press from late 1963 in Canada. They bought it for $250. And you know Fab 4 Collectibles, they'll put it in their listings and they'll mark it up quite a bit. Hot Rocks, my 1971 I showed you last time that has the outtakes for Wild Horses and Brown Sugar, sold for $159 and went out earlier today. I sold one of my 2014 Beatles and Mono box sets for $1,750. Sold my last set of Remco dolls I had, went out yesterday for $279. I talked about one of the Ram reel-to-reels sold for $170. I'll be putting this one up tomorrow. And the Apple memo from Apple 3 Seville Road that was signed by Peter Brown in 1970 went out 2 days ago, sold for $288 with the original envelope from Apple 3 Seville Road, 3 Seville Row in London.
None of those two.
What is it? What?
Are those the other two? Joey said those sold.
Yeah, I talked about those earlier.
Okay, I don't know if you did. That was the only things I seen.
Alright, I got another Anthology 3. You want to get these anthologies sealed and you want to show them where it says printed in the UK here. Printed in the UK, if you see that on the back, they're a lot better pressing than printed in the USA. Worth a lot more. Sold my last one for $129. I just got that one in, another one. It's hard to find the sealed anthology 2s and 3s that are made in the United Kingdom.
Danny Gosai said, can you hold up that RAM R2R 7.5 IPS?
This is it. The box is fragile, so I don't want to open that box too much. You don't see any flaws, no corner dents, no edge wear. And the reel looks like it's showing the reel now.
I'm showing all the corners real quick to make sure they see that's all.
And the reel looks like it couldn't have been played more than a couple times. It's all tightly wound.
Who's the Beatles' biggest enemy?
Do you know what the young crowd's favorite solo Beatles album is? On the Pace Top 300? It's right there. Ram by Paul McCartney. That's Ahead Now, A Band on the Run, and All Things Must Pass. That's the one the young crowd like. Young generations like Ram.
Danny Gosai said, damn, very, very nice.
Here's another one. Condition, condition, condition. Am I going to say that enough times tonight, Sticker Kid? What am I saying? You're falling asleep, buddy.
That's about to be your new saying. Condition.
Keep going, man. Project.
That woke you up.
That woke you up.
He's not asleep.
Don't play with that.
He's gonna
Close
be
that.
playing Roblox after.
Close that, boy.
Yep, no roadblocks for you.
Close
Yeah.
that.
Alright, you got the special protection of the zipper there, because the zipper is the most fragile part of the sticky fingers. See if I can get it out of here one more time. Factory sealed, a second pressing of sticky fingers. Has the hype stickers on front, and it was discounted at Kmart for $5.67. That's about a 1974 issue. That's what I talked about. Condition, condition, condition. I got a factory sealed, this isn't factory sealed, but I have one coming from 1975 of physical graffiti. Got coming in for the next live stream. First time I ever saw one of these that was first press that was factory sealed for sale. I think I paid $300 for that one.
Is there any graffiti of the Beatles?
The what?
Any graffiti of the Beatles?
There's graffiti at the Abbey Road Studios outside there. They like to, and then when you go to Strawberry Fields, there's a lot of graffiti. All right, purchase history. I told most of this already. I do have a stereo butcher cover number 2 coming that I'm gonna peel. That I paid $1,250 for. I have a Sticky Fingers 1971 first press from Germany with a Doug Sachs TML cutting. Best way to hear Sticky Fingers. And I have an Exile sealed 1972 coming that was pressed in Germany coming in the next few days. And I think that's about all my notes. Got any other questions here for the 5 minutes? We'll close this out.
Stick a kid.
Condition,
a joke for us?
condition.
We'll have more on Wednesday, hopefully.
You got a joke on conditioning?
We got some things I haven't shown. We got a Paul McCartney laser disc. I'll put it there.
He has a condition.
Remember a laser disc? I'll show you what a laser disc looks like for a young crowd. That's what a laser disc is.
The
Put it there.
He's eating.
Got a laser disc sealed of his Liverpool how do you say that? Oratoria. The Liverpool Oratoria.
Jack Ryan said, I read the bio. You do other stuff like tickets or specialized items.
I do memorabilia, tickets, Shea Stadium tickets. I have an Indiana 1964 ticket to the Beatles up for sale. Yeah, I do a lot of Beatles memorabilia. But I also go after stereo audiophile pressings from all over the world, mostly Germany and the United Kingdom. This was a college sampler from Real Music, the Beatles movie medley. And they didn't have the rights to the interview from Walter Shenson, so that had to be changed real quick. But that's the first promo that's got the Fab Four on film on that interview on the B-side. They didn't have permission to use. Makes it a lot more valuable than the regular stock copy. I showed you my Beatles and Mono box set last time. Exile on Main Street, it said I got one coming in. This is a real nice one from Monarch Pressings, has the postcards. Original Unipack cover, but it's got MO on the bottom of the label, and that's the true way to hear the master tapes of Exile, because they were mixed by Mick Jagger for a couple months out in LA, and Monarch Pressings was in LA. Best way to hear Exile on Main Street, same like that Led Zeppelin 2, the best way is that Monarch Pressing. Any questions?
Just trying to translate the one guy.
Kevin from Kevin Records played this at his out there in J-Town the other day. My UK first pressing of Houses of the Holy, and this is the one that has Pecco, To Mary, and the Dead Wax. And PB Thel says this is the best audiophile pressing ever of Houses of the Holy. It sounded really good at that outing the other day. Kevin said that you could hear mid-range that you never hear usually on pressings on this one here.
Your Japanese friend said Rolling Stone's Sticky Fingers IP album has an Australian record jacket. Two of the woman's bloody fingers are sticking out of the stuffing. That is a gross album cover. This is an album jacket typical of Stones.
Yeah, that was only done in Spain. The one with the two fingers coming out of the can. He's saying Australia, but I thought it was from Spain.
Yeah, that's Australia.
All right, where are we at on time? We make it 50 minutes?
Yeah, we're at 50 minutes.
Talked about the Beach Boys. Give me that Endless Summer there.
Did you show that?
Over there against the wall. Endless Summer.
Did you show that? I haven't seen it.
Yeah, we showed that little rocker. You can show it again, pocket rocker. Dave Frazier, my local guy, wanted to buy this the other day, but he thought the mini player was included, but it's not, just has the tape. 1988 from Fisher Price. Pocket rockers, the Beach Boys Surfing Safari and Surfing USA. So the Beach Boys in their career, they were hardly bringing anybody into their audience. They were just playing like colleges and stuff. And then this album came out in the mid-70s called Endless Summer. And all of a sudden a new generation wanted to hear all their hits again. This was, don't know if it was the #1 album, but they started selling out their shows everywhere after this album was released. in the summer. The Beach Boys. Show my picture sleeves. Got my Christmas 45s one more time that I have left. I got this 1969 with the flexi disc, and this 1964 that has the original insert with it. Hard to find these has the original insert that you got when you belonged to the Beatles fan club in England in 1964. And that's the real fragile flexi disc. That's the second one that was ever released. The 63 one I had one time, it sold right away for $288. There must not be very many of those left from the 1963. And 1969. And that is about what I got left on those.
Or in general.
Tell us a joke going out. Stick a kid.
What's a joke?
How many times has Ariana tried to take me off?
How many times has Sticker granddaughter tried to take you off? How many times?
Too many times.
Too many times.
You thought you ate?
You know that's
Yeah.
Ram related.
That's I'm dumb.
You said too many times.
It wasn't even a joke.
Look what the first song. Look what the first song is. Let's listen.
Be careful.
Read it. Too many people. It says. You said what? Too many times.
Brad just.
He's too worried about me. He can't worry about himself.
Too many people.
So sad that you're obsessed.
And then I got that great song that I love on it, Smile Away. If anybody starts ticking me off on messages on eBay, I just sent them a little nice thing. I said, and remember to always smile away.
Brad Parnell said, did those people ever get their car started? I let them use my cables, but they couldn't get it.
No, but it was removed the next day. They must have had somebody tow it away, Brad. I hope you're feeling better, Brad. You said you were kind of under the weather the other day. All right, I think that's it from Louisville, Kentucky until Wednesday coming up when I'll have a lot of stuff coming in Monday and Tuesday. Let's all give them the thumbs up here. Like and subscribe. You're going to tell them Sticker Kids for Jack. Tell us a joke.
11 p.m. July 2nd.
11 p.m. the beginnings of July, our next live stream. Thanks a lot for all you new people checking in. Check with us again on Wednesday. Thanks a lot. See ya.